Coming up on The Lead, we take a closer look at FMSN.
And Hebron High School was visited by the U.S. Army. All this and more coming up.
Hello, I'm Aiden Call.
And I'm Krishna Vedantam, and this is The Lead. The Destination Imagination Awareness Night will be hosted at Forestwood Middle School on Monday, September 25th from 6:45 to 8:15 p.m. Destination Imagination is a program which provides challenges to make the creative ideas of students into a reality. Come on down to the free event to participate in various creative activities with kids, or just come to learn more about the program.
Parents and new students alike, it's open house month once again in the school district. Louisville Killa's open house is on September 18th from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. Marcus will be on the 18th from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Hebron's open house is on the 19th from 6:30 to 9 o'clock. Flower Mound is going to have theirs on the 20th from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And of course, the Career Center's on the 21st from 5:30 to 7:30. These open house events will give visitors a chance to explore and learn more about the individual schools in the district and find the one that's right for them.
With hurricane season slamming the southern United States, the LISD district band together to raise money and necessities to help those who were affected by Hurricane Harvey.
Noah Grubb has the story.
With the passing of the natural disaster Hurricane Harvey, the entire LISD district is teaming up to gather supplies for victims of Hurricane Harvey. Mr. Kirby is one of the teachers involved in the fundraiser.
So the Denton County Sheriff's Office organized a fundraiser county-wide, and we provided a drop point for those supplies to be dropped off for Career Center East students. A lot of those people left their homes with really nothing. They fled their homes, so the items we were able to collect and send down there are going to help them immediately. They need that stuff right away.
So our school, Marcus, we've started a fundraiser. So we were challenged by Geyer High School to raise $10,000, and we've so far raised $13,000. So now we're challenging another school to raise money for the hurricane relief.
Louisville High School Student Council is trying to get enough donations, monetary donations, backpacks, school supplies, toiletry items, gift cards to places like Home Depot and Lowe's. We're trying to supply the 2,100 students in Hardin-Jefferson ISD with brand new school supplies because they basically lost everything in Hurricane Harvey. Our goal is to collect about 2 backpacks for every 2,100 students. So that's about 4,200 backpacks, and also supply each of the students with toiletries and school supplies.
For all the massive support these hurricane victims are receiving, not just LISD, but the whole country is giving these people a second chance. For The Lead, I'm Noah Grubb.
You know, I noticed that when stuff like this happens, it's so easy for us to all come together, all these drives and people receiving money just for these victims.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing what kind of stuff the people are doing, and they're just giving all this work back to them, building the houses, giving money. It's so selfish. Selfless is what I meant to say. And you know, speaking about selfless, we want to congratulate Mr. Carson and his Career Center East architecture program for receiving a $275 LISD LEF grant. Mr. Carson will be using the grant to purchase Lego architecture studio kits that will give his students hands-on learning when designing new buildings, as well as the opportunity to see their designs come to life.
Also in the CCE community, Carter Blood Care is hosting an all-day blood drive on September 28th. Those who wish to donate must be 17 years or older and weigh at least 110 pounds. Those under 18 must have a signed parent consent form in order to donate. Hospitals are always in need of blood, and your donation to the cause will be very appreciated to help save lives.
The U.S. Army came to visit Hebron High School last Wednesday. Danisha Parks has more.
You wouldn't think the U.S. Army would be able to show up at your high school, but at Hebron High School, it did. Last Wednesday, Hebron High School received a visit from the U.S. Army, showing them target practicing, their weapon simulator, and other activities. We caught up with Sergeant De Jesus on the purpose of the U.S. Army visiting Hebron High School.
The purpose of this event is to bring more awareness to the individuals, students that come here to Hebron High School, and just generate new leads and kind of draw up an interest of the Army. So this is a 48-foot trailer. It's a weapon simulator. It consists of 4 weapons, 2 types. One's an M4 and another one's an M9, and basically they're just shooting at targets.
Students enjoyed the U.S. Army coming out to Hebron as they learned some basic training.
So I think students need to be exposed to different possibilities after high school, and the military is an option for some of our students. And so we want to give students the opportunity to consider all things and not narrow those choices down for them. We want them to have more choices to choose from, not less.
It was a great time in there. We learned how to hold a gun. It was really fun going against other people. I like football, so I came out here to do a football throw. And then I saw the car moving, and that led me on to do the car.
Students can come to our office. It's in Carrollton at 2150 North Josie Lane. They can come in there, ask us questions, and apply in there as well.
I'm Denisha Parks, signing off.
Also at Hebron, the debate team is competing in the debate tournament at Green Hill High School on September 16th through the 18th from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Come on down and support Hebron as they go head-to-head with different schools all around the state.
Heading over to Marcus, anyone interested in dance? MHS will be hosting a dance camp on Saturday, September 30th for children ages 4 years old through 8th grade. The cost is $30 if registered before September 14th or $35 after September 14th. Camp starts at 9 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. Don't be late.
Marauder seniors want to be in the yearbook? If so, there's an available space in the advertising section of the 2017-2018 Marcus Yearbook. Ads must be purchased by October 14th online at yearbookforever.com. If ordered by September 24th, a quarter page is $85, a half page will be $160, and a full page is going to be $300. Prices will rise after the 24th.
Now let's look at the Colony. Colony students, join us for our 3rd annual TCHS Job Fair. We are partnering with the Colony Chamber of Commerce to bring 30 to 40 businesses looking for students interested in job opportunities. Students will be able to attend the job fair held at TCHS during 4th period or after school on Wednesday, September 20th. Look for the posters around school and sign up so a pass can be sent for you when the day approaches.
After previous successful trips to Scandinavia and Costa Rica, the Colony High School's Travel Club is planning on going to Japan in 2018. If you're interested in joining the club, see Ms. Baki. Safe journeys to them.
Colony Krugers, don't forget to order your 2018 yearbooks. These yearbooks are starting at $60, their lowest price of the year. For an additional $6.50, you can get your name engraved and have 4 icons for free. That's $20 in savings. You can order your yearbook now at justinsyearbooks.com.
Now let's switch over to Flower Mound. With football season starting, we got an inside look at FMSN. Ethan Watson has the story.
The cheering fans, the salty hot dogs and chips, and of course the game. Sounds like a fantastic Friday night. But oftentimes people are too wrapped up with their busy lives that they can't afford to make the precious game. FMSN captures these moments, bringing them to homes across the nation. Ms. Kruger, the FMSN sponsor, speaks about their work.
FMSN really truly means to me that is student ownership, student empowerment, and opportunities for students not only at Flower Mound High School, all over the Career Center feeder, that this is something they want to do after high school. This is something they want to do to go to college.
Live broadcast is a special experience for the crew because of the energy and excitement from the game.
My favorite part is just the fuel and the adrenaline that comes with it. When you're going it live, you feel the emotion of the fans and the atmosphere of the game, and it's just a great feeling.
The future for FMSN holds probably a lot of successful time ahead of it. A lot of the kids that are running it with the current crew are all juniors, so they'll be there next year, hopefully. and then they'll be picking up more juniors, or at that time, juniors as time goes on, and they'll take over after the next year's class will go on, and it'll just keep being a great product that is student produced.
Make sure to check out the games on YouTube at Flower Mound Sports Network. For The Lead, I'm Ethan Watson.
Also at Flower Mound High School, PSAT, SAT, and ACT practice tests will be available to take at FMHS. The deadline to register is September 20th, and all practice tests will be administered on September 23rd at 9 a.m. The cost to register is $15, and checks should be made out to FMHS OBC and dropped off in the FMHS Orchestra Room. More information is available on the Flower Mound High School website. You know, that's a great opportunity for juniors and sophomores, but I don't think I need that kind of stuff. And I still get emails about this instead of senior graduation.
There's definitely some more interesting things that you could be worrying about, like for one thing, caps and gowns. Speaking of caps and gowns, let's go now to Louisville. This one's for all the LHS seniors. If you are planning on ordering your cap and gown for graduation day, you must remember that these orders are due September 21st and 22nd while the bulk rate is still in effect. An $80 deposit is needed if your order in total exceeds that amount. Caps and gowns are included with a tassel and range from $30 to $35 if ordered before December 8th. Anything ordered after the 8th will have a higher price and bulk rate will increase, so remember to order yours soon.
Before we go to the break, LISD is sad to announce the passing of former LHS principal Doug Killa. Mr. Killa was known for his strong commitment to the district and community. He will certainly be missed. After the break, Aiden will interview Career Center East's law enforcement class about a special 9/11 project.
And Alea Woodley will bring you all the updates on district sports. Keep it tuned to The Lead.
Gonna come to the movie tonight?
Hey man, I just bought this.
435 million pieces of visible trash end up on Texas roadways every year. When you throw something out the window, it doesn't just disappear. It affects other people too. Help keep our roadways clear and don't litter.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Aiden Call, here with Mr. Mauser, one of the teachers of the law enforcement class, and Lauren Rodriguez. Now, you guys are here about the 9/11 memorial that is here at CCE, and I understand that this has been going on for a couple of years. You've been doing this every year. Mr. Mauser, tell us a little bit about the project. Like, give us some background information about it.
We've only been doing it for the last 3 years here, but I've been doing it for the last 6 years since I've been starting to teach, starting with Mansfield and Plano. But I brought it over here, and it's something that I feel needs to be done so that way today's youth can fully understand what happened in the past, being that they don't talk too much about it now in schools.
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty interesting because, you know, a lot of us weren't around back then. A lot of our generation now wasn't around, and even if we were, we weren't, you know, we couldn't even perceive what was happening, really. I noticed there are a lot of different elements to this project, from the names of all the victims to the specific timelines of events. You have posted like specific timelines and timestamps of exactly everything that happened. How do you determine who does which parts of this project?
Honestly, it's very simple. It's just, you know, you break it up into how many ladder companies there were, the engines, the squads. You get all of the first responder victims, and I just kind of break it up to how many students I have up in the class, and then divide them up into groups. Some of them will opt to volunteer to do a specific portion of it. This year it's just kind of like an eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Right, just whoever kind of wants to, or just whoever gets chosen.
Yeah.
All right. We see also around the memorial that there are multiple QR codes. I've seen a few. What are those for? What is their purpose?
That was from the morning class. That was one of the ways that they wanted to display some of the other victims. And it's kind of in a way so that those who want to look at all the victims rather than looking at them all throughout the whole timeline, it's just a way that they can scan it and have the whole list of victims right there on their cellular device.
Yeah, kind of gives a scope of like just how devastating it really was.
Absolutely.
Lauren, this question's for you. How has doing this project, how has it changed your perception, or like how have you been influenced to view this tragedy? Like, how do you look at it now, doing the project after doing it?
I think a big part of it is that I get to see like the full extent of things now, because a lot of people, when they think about 9/11, they just think about the people that died just like in general, like civilians. But with this project, we went more in depth with like first responders, firefighters, policemen, all those people. And it was more in depth and personal with the like law side of things. So I think that just kind of helped me realize how much of those were first responders, not necessarily just civilians or people that were already in the buildings, and it kind of helped me realize like the full extent and how many people it really affected.
Yeah, because it wasn't just the Twin Towers that collapsed. Like even through all the debris and stuff that fell. Think of all the other buildings that have been destroyed that were just in the radius. Sure. It's just wow. Mr. Mauser, this question's for you. Of course, like I said earlier, our generation wasn't around, so we don't really have an idea of the whole scale of the actual attack. Tell me where you were at the time and how it affected you. Like, what were your first thoughts?
It was kind of so surreal at that time, you know, and I even asked my students to go home and ask their parents if they can tell the details of what happened that day where they were at, and they would be able to give them exact details, even down to what they were wearing that day. But you know, on the 10th or the 12th, they wouldn't be able to really recall.
Right.
But I was working at a company, Currency Systems International in Irving. I was building microprocessors and stuff, and just listening to the radio. And when it occurred, everything just kind of stopped. We thought it was just maybe a hoax or something, but we noticed that everyone else on the floor everyone stopped, and we gathered around the radio and we just kind of listened to it all. And everything at work stopped, and honestly, it wasn't just us, it was the whole world listening, that everything just came to a screeching halt. And some people it touched personally on a real personal level, but for everyone else, it's just kind of, it's hard to describe that even though we were in Texas, you know, it was an attack on our soil, on our country, that it really kind of hit home.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what I would have thought about it. I just would have been like, oh my gosh, like, what? I remember just like, well, no, I don't remember, but I would just be thinking like, what happens next? You know, like that's all I can think of. What would be going through the minds of these people? Of, you know, what would happen next?
Right.
So, well, listen, I appreciate you guys coming on the show. Thank you again, Lauren. Thank you for coming, Mr. Mauser. I'm so glad that we have, you know, that we're still making sure that everybody knows about this, and that it's still getting out there, that like this has brought people together, you know, this really brought us together as for our country. But again, thank you. When we come back, after the break, Alea Woody will be here with sports, so stick around.
This is Sweet Caroline. Bella's over there. We met Caroline, and my mom was just fostering her for a bit, and then she fell in love with her because, I mean, look at this dog. Like, she's so adorable. There's lots of different traits with like different dogs. Like with Caroline, she's quiet and she's soft. Well, she's soft because we think she's like half corgi or something. It's just really fun to cuddle her. She loves to cuddle. You should really adopt from shelters, especially old dogs. Old dogs are the sweetest ones.
You're watching The Lead Weekly Sports Update with Alea Woodley.
Welcome back. This Saturday, Flower Mound High School will be hosting their cross-country invitational. The meet will be at Gerald Park in Flower Mound. Flower Mound is currently ranked 6th in the state by Cross Country Coaches Association of Texas. The first race starts at 8 a.m., so go out and support the Jags. Now, let's take a look at last week's football scores. The Colony defeated Everman with a whopping score of 47-7. Fossil Ridge defeated Flower Mound in a close game, 42-30. Hebron eliminated Wiley 35-27. Lake Highlands beat Louisville 34-14. And Marcus played a tough game against Arlington but lost 37-14. Coming up this week, the Flower Mound Jaguars will face Timber Creek. Marcus will be on the road against Mansfield. Louisville hosts McKinney Boyd. Hebron will be at home against Plano West, and the Colony travels to Denton. Good luck to all the teams this week. That's it for sports. I'm Alea Woodley. Now back to the news desk.
Thanks, Alea. For more that's happening in our district, follow us at Twitter at LISD The Lead.
Once you're following, enter our Twitter contest for a free Best Buy gift card. In honor of football season starting up, send us a picture of your Friday night football spirit attire with the hashtag LISD The Lead. The most spirited contestant will then be chosen and featured on our next episode.
That's all for this week. Thank you for watching. I'm Aiden Call.
And I'm Krishna Vedantam, and we'll see you next time.